Hi, it's Yash. The title of my channel is True Health. So what is true health? From my perspective, what is true health? It's not just about making the physical body healthy and being, strong, having muscles, I got gains. It's not about that. You can say physical health is one aspect, but it's about unity. It means you have balance with the physical body, the mental body, your mind, and your emotional body. It means they're all kind of on the same page. There's unity. We're not, there's a lot of people like, for example, they're all buff, they look strong, but mentally they're insane. And emotionally, maybe they're just bipolar or something. There's no unity. And then maybe somebody else, they seem calm, they seem chill, but it's clear that they're a food addict. Their bodies doesn't look balanced either. So you want unity. This is what real health is. And it doesn't necessarily mean the absence of any disease or disorder. You see, we can't control that all the time. There's a certain karmic law that we can't totally figure out. In some so-called good people, they can have very debilitating health issues, but they can still be healthy. Why? Because they've accepted them. They do the best they can as far as following natural health laws and making the body and everything function as good as possible, but yet this certain disease or disorder still exists. And especially when it comes to like neurological disorders or problems in the bone or the brain, that stuff's very deep, and you can't always just fix that. Sometimes that's another video, though. That's another trap. Sometimes it's about like surrendering to our limitations. Sometimes we have to do that. We do the best we can, but at the same time we surrender and let God take care of everything. He knows best. We might have a certain situation or health dilemma that's causing us to grow and evolve in a super accelerative way that we wouldn't otherwise. See, we don't know. Usually when we look back in retrospect, then we can kind of connect the dots and say, oh, I see how this was good. I was really hating it, and I thought life cursed me, but I got a good deal out of this. So we got to look at it like that. So this, I have 3 other channels because the algorithm just won't promote. I want to put everything in one channel, but the algorithm doesn't like that. It wants me to focus on one thing. And diet is super important. So is semen retention and preserving your sexual energy. They go together. And so is a spiritual practice. You see, when the body and bodies, mind, emotion, physical body, when that's aligned as best as you can get it, it's not going to be perfect because we're no form period's perfect. And this human form isn't an exception. So there's going to be always some kind of limitation, and we have the law of decay to deal with. This body's going to die at some point. So why focus so much on something that's perishable in the first place? So the point is to try to get our bodies in a semblance of balance so that then our spiritual practice is more efficient. That's the whole purpose of this channel, is to talk about how diet and eating high vibrational foods, it raises the vibration of the body and the mind and the emotional body. So what happens when the vibration and frequency raises? There's more of a grounding in balance and efficiency with how these bodies communicate with each other and work. That produces a sense of, you can say, psychological balance and comfort and emotional balance and stability. And the physical body has enough energy to where it can do the things it needs to do. And there's just a nice sense of balance. Not perfect balance. If there was perfect balance, we'd dematerialize. So it's not about that. It's a good enough balance. So that then when we have a spiritual practice and meditation, it actually works. Because the mind's not jumping all over the place, and the emotions, we're not, there's a lot of people that have suppressed emotions, and then they start coming up, and then that can distract us from our spiritual practice or distract us from anything we're doing, actually. So when we eat high vibrational foods, that helps clean and purify these bodies so that then when we sit down and we actually start to meditate, we start to realize the point of meditation is to realize who we are beyond this body. That's the point of making the body healthy, so that we realize who we are beyond the body. So we can't neglect. Where the consciousness is stuck in these, and it's not stuck, but it chose to incarnate and intertwine itself with the physical body and the mind and the emotional body. So we can't just spiritual bypass that. We should work on a smart and intelligent, intuitive person works on all levels. Physical, emotional, and spiritual, and mental. What was I going to say? When these bodies get balanced via food, that's what I was going to say. See, food's a very intimate process. Where what we eat, you know how intimate that is? It's much more intimate than sex. We're actually imbibing something. It's becoming part of our bodies. Ayurveda says even the subtle, there's a subtle portion of the food that we eat that actually become our mind too. The food, the chemistry that we ingest, it affects all of our bodies. So we want to, logically, eat the highest frequency vibration foods possible. This is just common sense, for someone who's, you're just a little bit more, you can say, intuitive or evolved. You just know. Your whole life becomes, you want to have continuity in all aspects of your life. But diet, the foods we eat, that's a big aspect. I mean, it can take 30-40% of our energy to digest our food, depending on what we eat and depending on the strength of our digestive system, how strong a constitution is, etc. Diet's a big deal, and so is semen retention or preserving your sexual energy. Those are the two ways we lose energy the most, which is why I have channels about that, one on semen retention and one on diet. So I wanted to give a little intro what true health is. So then we have an idea, like, what are we doing here? Are we just talking about the physical body? No, talking about all the bodies and beyond. Beyond is our true spiritual nature, which doesn't have a body. This is what we want to realize and recognize, because then that's, you can say, that's in a much unfettered space. It doesn't have a body. Imagine if you didn't have a body, but you still exist. That'd be nice. No disease, no illness, no, it's like, this is what the game of life is. The consciousness doesn't have a body, but it wants to experience at the same time. So the highest level of you can say spiritual evolution is when the consciousness knows itself, but it's still driving this car, the body, and gets to have experiences. But there's enough space between emotions and thoughts and physical elements to where we don't, the identity's not so strong. So we don't suffer it. You can feel a little pain here and there. That's duality. You can't escape that. But we don't suffer it. That's the point. All right. Have a good day.